What's up, guys? Got another new video here for you. This is Tuned in Sports, not Bars Unlimited. Caught myself this time. My name is Bryson.
I'm Bennett.
And today we are hopping into, what is it, the Week 9 NFL review, I believe.
Oh, by the way, we titled the last video wrong for the review because you put Week 9 on it.
Oh, okay, so that was Week 8?
Yeah, that was Week 8.
So we're in Week 9 now. Crazy to think we're already so far into the season. I mean, Week 9 is basically the halfway point of the season, and doesn't feel like it should be, but here we are, and we're going to be hopping into a preview here for this video real quick. Got action tomorrow, and we're going to be breaking down all the games in the review, talking about them and stuff. But for now, we wanted to get our quip off on the review, on the preview. Start getting pissed off, and then just ahead of when the teams give us something to be pissed about. So, with that being said, guys, we're going to start with the Lions because they actually do not have a game this coming Sunday or Monday, and they didn't have one on Thursday. They were on their bye week this week. So, gracefully for the fans, in some respects, they get a week off from the punishment. At least
they'll find a way to lose.
Yeah. They already gave away their wide receiver, Tyrell Williams. They just straight up cut him for nothing, so he can go sign with the Bucks or the Rams or something. Yep. Just gave him away for nothing. So, Steve was real happy about that move. But, the truth of the matter is that the Lions are in shambles right now, unfortunately. And so at least they get a break from beatings on the field for a week. So, but with that being said, though, the other three teams in our group are playing this week, starting with the Cincinnati Bengals, who have a game coming up against the Cleveland Browns. So another divisional game for the Bengals. They've won each of their division games so far, am I right?
Yep.
And 2-0, once against the Ravens, once against the Steelers. So is the third time the charm, or is the third time...
bring us back down to earth again.
Yeah, bring us back down to earth. Taking on the Brownies, who are coming off a interesting...
loss to the Steelers. Yeah.
Interesting loss to the Steelers, and an interesting set of weeks for them, really. I feel like I was expecting the Browns to be a lot better than they've been this year. I think part of it is Baker's been a little banged up, I think.
And also OBJ is nothing but problems.
Yeah, but OBJ was gone pretty much all the season last year, too. So, I mean, I don't really look at that as that much different. To be honest with you, it just seems like the Browns aren't really clicking as well as I thought they would. Of course, Chubb has been hurt, as well as Kareem Hunt's been hurt a little bit. So they've been dealing with some injuries, but I'm just saying, I think I was kind of expecting the Browns to kind of pick up where they left off last season and, if anything, be better than they were. Yeah. And thus far, they don't look better. They look
worse.
A little bit worse. I'm not saying they're horrible or anything, but I just expected a little bit more from them coming into the season. Now, with that being said, though, I still think that they are a good team, and I do think that come playoff time, they'll be somebody to contend with, and I think they'll be one of the better teams coming out of the AFC, to be honest with you. I really do believe that. I think they could easily... win the Super Bowl. I mean, not win the Super Bowl, but make it to the Super Bowl this year and come out of the AFC. Because looking at that side of the conference, or that side of the division, or that side of the conference, rather, the AFC, excuse me, I'm not really seeing too many teams that I think are who I can look at and say that team is going for sure. So, with that being said, I look at the Browns as one of those teams that have the talent and the ability to make it. But we'll see what happens. Nonetheless, that is, all that is leading up to the Bengals are going to have their hands full on Sunday against the Browns, even though it is in Cincinnati. I think this is going to be a really tough game for the Bengals. I'm not saying that they can't win it or that they won't, But I'm just saying, if they had a tough time against the Jets, I think the Browns are going to be a different animal. So, with that being said, I think I'm going to go with the Browns here, but I think it's going to be a really close game. I'm going to say 31-28 Browns. But I don't know. I mean, it's kind of a pick 'em. I don't know. I have a lot of faith in Cleveland, and the loss to the Jets last week was a little bit of a startling thing for me, and it kind of has me nervous about this week. If they had handled their business against the Jets last week, I would say Bengals. But coming off of that, I just don't know what to think. And so with that in mind, I'm going to go with the team that I thought was going to be better coming into the season, which is the Browns. So I'm going to go with the Browns, but I think the Bengals will put up a fight and have opportunities to win this game.
Yeah. No, as far as I'm concerned, the telling thing of last week was, couldn't move the ball for sure, we put up 31 points, but really, the defense couldn't stop anybody, which was honestly something that I'm not used to.
Yeah, uncharacteristic.
It was very uncharacteristic for us to struggle, especially against a team like the Jets. Come on. Having their starting QB and number one wide receiver out, and we give up 34 points to them. How does that happen? But me personally, I think Browns are tough, but I think the Bengals will bounce back in this game. Especially considering it's a home game, and this would really do a lot for their season if they could get a win here.
Yeah, it would.
Starting off 3-0 in the division, how can you go wrong with that? If they could get this win, let's just say I'll definitely be feeling good, because Battle of Ohio, it's always a pretty physical game.
Mm-hmm.
And it's, I don't know. I think it's going to be a question of which Bengals defense shows up. And also, because, I feel like can the Browns stop the air raid? That's the other question. Because we got, Jamar Chase balling out as of late. Pretty much all season, honestly. But, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then, we got receivers all over the field, and Joe's been playing some good football, so we'll see what happens. But I'm gonna go with the Bengals to get a win at home this week. It's gonna be, I would say, probably 24-20.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'm not saying I don't think the Bengals can win. I wouldn't be surprised if they do, to be honest with you. But if I had to pick a winner, my gut is telling me Browns. That's all I'm saying.
No, I wasn't trying to.
Yeah, no, I know. It's just, that's just where I'm at with it. If you held a gun to my head right now and said who's winning this game, I'm leaning Browns. But with that being said, if the Bengals won, I wouldn't be like, oh my God, how did they do it? You know what I mean? It's like I said, in some respects, it's kind of a pick 'em, to be honest. I feel like either team could easily win this game. And I wouldn't be shocked. You know what I mean?
And the Bengals are debuting their all-black unis this week. So they're going to be wearing black pants and black shirts.
Oh, there you go.
So they could come out in the one combo I think they haven't worn this year and get a W. That would be a good way to start it off. But
yeah, for sure.
I don't know.
We'll see. Let's move on to the next game, though. We got Denver on the road at Dallas. Dallas is actually 10-point favorites, according to this. And that's assuming Dak plays, which I believe he was just confirmed to be playing. yesterday, the day before. So I think that's probably the updated spread. That's assuming that he's playing, and I'm thinking that is
pretty accurate.
Pretty accurate, to be honest with you. Yeah, I was all hot and fired up about the Broncos at the beginning of the season, but as the season's gone on, it's become apparent that even though it's a different quarterback in there, we're still seeing the same show, unfortunately. I am not 100% sold on the Cowboys as, like, threats to win the NFC or win the Super Bowl. However, I do think that they are a solid team, and I think Dak is playing his ass off this year. So, with that in mind, I'm going to give the nod to the more complete and just overall better team here, which I believe is the Cowboys.
Yeah.
However, I don't think that I wouldn't be. Let's put it this way: I don't think that people should say, "Wow, they managed to beat Denver. They must be serious." You know what I mean? I think Denver's got a lot of problems right now that need resolving. Wouldn't be surprised if the Broncos do manage to keep it close. I wouldn't be surprised even if they keep it within the spread, maybe on some late drive buffoonery. But nonetheless, I think this could be a close game, but I just don't see the Broncos winning, unfortunately. I think this is a game that the Cowboys should win, especially at home. If they are the Super Bowl contenders that some people seem to be crowning them to be, this is a game that they can't
lose.
They can't lose. No.
I mean, especially if you consider that the Broncos just traded away arguably their best defensive player in Von Miller to the Rams. So, I mean, that's going to hurt the pass rush a little bit for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I look at the Broncos as kind of I don't know if they're really a rebuilding team, but at the same time, they kind of are. Like, I really don't know. I mean, I just look at them as kind of like average.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they're not good and they're not bad. But I don't know if I see them being in this game, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
I
think Dallas has the number one rated offense in the league right now.
And
Denver's probably got to be closer to the 30 range.
Yeah, I mean,
so.
Denver, I mean, their offense, I just don't see them putting up near enough points.
Yeah.
I think I could very easily see this being a 20-plus point game. I think.
Me too.
I see it being like 38-17. Something like that.
It could very well get ugly. I agree with you. As far as my point total, I mean, it's hard to say that I think that the Broncos will put up a good performance because, to be honest with you, I honestly just see this being another one of those games where they get out to a slow start and get behind and just are never really able to come back. They might make it close in the points by the end, but it won't be in garbage time. It won't ever be a question of who is going to win the game. So with that being said, I don't know really what to score it in terms of the point total, because I think it could end up the final. Basically, what I'm trying to say is the final score could suggest it was a closer game than it actually was.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So
for sure.
I'm gonna say, I don't know, 32 to 14.
Yeah.
Cowboys.
I don't know. I just see this situation with the Broncos getting worse.
Yeah.
Not getting better. So, I mean, and with the Cowboys being pretty hot, I mean, I don't know. I just feel like they're gonna run right through the Broncos.
Yeah.
This week.
Yeah, I think you're right. Unfortunately.
But
so.
But we'll see. I mean, we've been wrong before.
Yeah. I was going to say, just about every time that we have confidence in our team, we've been wrong. So,
yeah. I mean, we all picked Denver to lose to Washington last week, and they ended up getting the win. So,
yeah, well, and we also all picked, the Bengals to destroy the Jets, and they lost. So.
Yeah, so, I mean,
and we picked the Eagles to lose, and they destroyed the Lions.
Yeah, any given Sunday, it just goes to show, any given Sunday.
Yeah, exactly. So, speaking of the Eagles, let's go ahead and move into their game to finish off this program here. The Eagles are taking on the 4-3 LA Chargers for their opponent, and they are at home for this game. Honestly, not really sure what to think of this matchup. I think it's going to be an interesting game because I feel like the Chargers came out the gate and were all hands on deck, just banging it, just on fire. Cylinders. Yeah, banging on all cylinders. And then they cooled off in a big way. You know what I mean? Like, some of their losses haven't been close.
Yeah, and then, that one to the Ravens.
Yeah, exactly. But then on the Eagles, on the other hand, you got a team that hasn't looked anything.
They're not consistent. They're not consistent at
exactly. All. The teams that they were supposedly supposed to beat, they've blown out. But then at the same time, we can't compete against these other teams. It's just kind of nonsense. So I really have no idea what to think about this game. The Eagles are plus 1.5 at home, which basically means that,
they still are expected to lose.
Well, they're expected to lose, but what I'm saying is, if it was a road game for them, it'd be about 4.5 points, which sounds about right for the Chargers. And I think, Justin Herbert, he's been struggling a little bit more this season than he has in games past, or than he did last year. So, with that being said, though, I think he'll bounce back this week against the Eagles in our nice defensive strategy that we employ out there. So, I'm going to go with the Chargers here just because as bad as they maybe have looked as of late, the Eagles haven't shown me anything that gets me excited. I realize we blew out the Lions last week, but, I mean, come on. That was a joke. The Lions just... they just didn't show up for that game. But, the fact that we scored 44 points against them when we only threw the ball like 14 times total. We did all that through the running game. So it's like, what are the chances we'll do that again against Joey Bosa and the Chargers?
I don't see that being the case. No.
No, we're not going to have a very balanced attack, which is what we need to have, and I think we'll lose.
The sucky...
I mean, that's what it is, in my opinion. So,
I really don't know. I mean, unfortunately, it's like I said, it's just inconsistent play in terms of the Eagles. I mean, they'll come out and look great one week and then completely shit the bed the next. Can't score more than 7 points in a half most weeks, and. I mean, do I think that will be the case against the Chargers this week? I don't necessarily see that being the case. I mean, I think they'll be in the game. I see it being pretty high scoring. But
you feeling okay? You think the Eagles are going to score a lot?
I mean, I see them being in the 20s at least.
Okay.
I mean,
I'm just kidding, anyways.
I mean, I definitely could see the Eagles being able to run. I mean, being able to move the ball a little bit, especially. I mean, you gotta figure. I mean, if the Eagles were mainly running the ball last week and put up 44 points on the Lions, like you were talking about, you gotta figure that the coach is gonna be like, oh, the running game's working, so maybe we should start employing that into our game plan every week. But you never know with the systems of Syria.
Yeah, exactly. The system he's got working is something different.
But, yeah.
But we got trees planted now.
And, you can always still you can always still count on Arcego Whiteside for one catch for 5 yards.
Yeah, except for he hasn't practiced this week, so we might miss his catch. Yeah, we might be missing his catch.
As far as I'm concerned, I'm gonna be a little bit on the weird side and say the Eagles can pull this one out.
Wow. Okay.
I'm gonna go. Let's say Eagles 24, Chargers 21.
Okay. I'm gonna go Chargers. Shoot. Chargers 23, Eagles 15. Eagles 15.
Sounds like they're typical.
I don't know. I mean, what have they given me faith in? You know what I mean? Like, what have they shown me that's like, wow, I'm ready for this week. Like, every week it's just watching the same program. Unless we're playing an abysmal team, then it's like, oh, wow, it's, kind of like Cinemassacre always says in the Godzilla-thon videos. It's like fresh can of air freshener after someone takes a big nasty shit. You know what I mean? Exactly. But at the end of the day, the air freshener starts to wear off, and you still got that freaking turd in the toilet that's stinking it up. So that's kind of how I look at the Eagles' performances against the Lions and the Falcons. It's like it's still a fresh turd. It's just somebody sprayed Hawaiian breeze over it.
The sucky thing though is like the Eagles have shown like that. To me, I mean, I don't think it's a question of they don't have the talent, like you said. I mean, I think they got plenty there. It's just getting it all to show up when it matters the most, which is against competitive teams. And unfortunately, I mean, I don't know if it's the coaching or if it's because I don't think it's a player's issue. I mean, I like the fact that they still got Jordan Howard on the roster. I liked him as a Bears running back, and I think if given the opportunity, he can still play some pretty quality snaps. Yeah. And he can get you some rushing yards for sure. But whether they'll use him or not, still yet to be seen. I don't know if Miles Sanders is healthy or not. He's not. So,
I don't think he'll be playing tomorrow, but he might. I don't think so. I think he's still hurt.
Okay, well,
and I think Jalen Rager's out for the game too at receiver.
Oh God. Well, I mean, not that I've really been high on Rager, anyways, but I mean, I guess players missing at receiver is never really a good thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
But.
Especially when every day it seems like we're cutting people from the practice squad. It's like, what, have you been a part of this organization before?
Yeah.
At some point we start pulling people from AutoZone and stuff. It's like, well, maybe if you quit getting rid of everyone from their practice squad, we could have some of these people ready to play. But anyway, exactly. It is what it is. Nonetheless, it should be interesting to see what happens with the Eagles. If they do win, yay. I'm not going to complain about a win. But at the same time, do I think it means anything? Probably not.
Because you're probably not beating the Cowboys for the division.
No, exactly. I mean, at this point, we'd be lucky to get in on a wild card. And with how good the NFC West is looking with the Rams and the Cardinals, yeah, I mean, in some respects, you could even throw the Seahawks and the I know the Seahawks have an injury with Wilson right now, but if the Seahawks and the Niners manage to pull out some wins, they're going to be tough. And, I mean, it's just, there's a lot of different
you just don't know what to expect.
I mean, there's a lot of different people to kind of contend with. We could maybe find our way into a wild card spot if we got lucky. But if that is going to happen, we need to start winning now. And the Chargers is a winnable game, but I don't think we're going to.
I mean, sitting at 3-5, I mean, your hopes aren't totally dead.
No, exactly.
It's just you. Right now is when you, like you said, you need to start.
I mean, the reality is that there's a lot of teams that are kind of underperforming right now. So
Yeah.
with that being said, we could easily hop in there. I mean, the Niners haven't looked as good as I expected them to be.
Seattle got injuries.
Yeah, Seattle's got Russell Wilson out, so they've been kind of on a roadblock. The other teams in our division have sucked. The teams besides Tampa Bay and the NFC South have been questionable at best. And then you look at the North too. The Bears are what they usually are. The Vikings have been inconsistent. The Lions suck, and the Packers are winning. But
that's only like 2 guaranteed. Like besides the teams leading those divisions, like the Bucks and the Packers and.
Yeah, no, exactly.
That's only like 3 guaranteed teams.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, as far as the wild card, I can't really say that there's a 5th and 6th team that I would guarantee to be in the mix. Maybe a 5th team, because I think who did I mention? The Rams and the Cardinals. Whoever doesn't win that division will be in, I think.
Well, obviously.
So that's 5. But in terms of 6 and 7, I think those are wide open. And the Eagles could easily be one of those teams, even if it's not at 5, at 6. I think they could squeeze in at 7.
But this would would definitely be a good week to get on the right track.
Exactly. If we could string two wins in a row together, that would be awesome, especially because I think we play the Giants after this.
Especially when you consider
Oh no, we play the Broncos.
Especially when you consider you're playing against a pretty quality team in the Chargers. So it could be a pretty big momentum booster.
Well, yeah. I mean, and the truth of the matter is we play this game against the Chargers, which I think is a winnable game. Then we play the Broncos, which is a very winnable game if we can get it rolling. And then the week after that, we play the Saints, who are missing Jameis, and he won't be back. So if we go against Trevor Siemian, that's a winnable game. So going into the Giants week, which that's easily a winnable game given how bad they've been this year, we could be
we could be 6 and 5
7 and 5 if we won the Giants game.
Yeah.
We could be 7 and 5 with a 5-game winning streak heading into the Jets. And then if we beat the Jets, we got a bye week. So
then you got
Washington and the Giants, and then Washington and the Cowboys. So we have pretty much nothing but winnable games left. Outside of maybe,
can you take care of business?
Outside of maybe the Cowboys game. I mean, that might be a throttling. But everybody else, there's no reason that we couldn't do something, especially given the fact of when we're playing them. Like I said, at the beginning of the season, I probably would have said, we'll probably lose to the Saints. But given the fact that Jameis is out and Taysom Hill is out, and we're playing against Trevor Siemian or whoever they bring in, like Phillip Rivers or whatever, I don't know. But I'm just saying, based on when we're playing them, that's a winnable game.
No, it is. I mean, I don't know. If the Eagles can pull this one off, then I like their chances to do something.
But honestly, of the teams left, I think this is one of the tougher games, to be honest with you.
No, it is. That's what I'm saying. If they could get a win here, that would be huge.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying playoff for sure, but if we are,
it's possible.
It's easily able to be done. It really is. So that would be,
again. Can you be consistent?
Can we just play and beat the teams we're supposed to beat? That's really what it comes down to. So with that being said, I think we've extended this video long enough. Talking about the stupid Eagles and their crap. With that being said, guys, if you like the content, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Weekly reviews and as often as we can, previews out on the channel. So if you miss any of our past week's garbage, you can go back and watch us complain about our teams and other weeks.
Well, actually, we haven't had to do a lot of complaining this year, luckily. But
we meaning you.
No,
everybody else on this channel.
I'm talking about me.
Yeah,
I haven't had to do a lot of complaining.
Yeah,
this year.
if you're a fan of the Eagles, the Lions, and the Broncos, you're still in the same pit of misery as last year. Dilly. But anyway, thank you guys for watching this video. I'm Bryson.
I'm Bennett.
See you guys in the next video.
Peace.